Hey guys, today I'm going to show you guys something very interesting I found in Starfox Adventures. First off, I do want to give you a disclaimer that some of this stuff might be interesting to you if you know about video games at all. Even if you haven't played or aren't familiar with this game, some of this applies to not only Starfox Adventures, but video gaming in general. Anyways, this game is a Starfox game released for the GameCube platform in 2002 by Rareware and Nintendo. But recently, I've been using the Dolphin emulator to explore glitches in the game that's really interesting. So let's dive in. First, I wondered if there's any glitches in this game that could be used to shave time off a speedrun. However, it seems like there's not as much of a community based around glitches in this game. One of the reasons for this might be the game's popularity, and the other reason might be the amount of glitches that can actually be pulled off, and that none of them seem to have been found to be useful for saving time. I was able to see a few videos by searching for it, but most of them were not really that useful. One of them was like, I found this glitch where stuff disappears depending on where Fox is.
Right, I found a horrible glitch in Starfox Adventures. You'll see it, but when you get over there, it is gone. It's just weird. Oh, and that is not the best part. The best part is up here. Well, the worst part. It's horrible. Alright. As you see over there, you see the Cloud Runner Queen. When you get over there, she is gone. Oh, she's gone. Yep. Oh, you haven't even seen the best part yet. Alright. We're gonna fall right through here like this. Yep. Just like that. I don't even know how it works. I look up there. See all that? I'm just falling down and down and down. The whole village, the entire fortress is up there. And if you go too far, you'll freeze. Well, we can look back at the fortress again. Anyways. Yeah, I froze. Only his tail moves and that's it. That is the worst glitch in the entire game.
It doesn't say why it happens, and that means it gives no clue as to how I can replicate it. And even if it did, it seems like it wouldn't be usable to any advantage really when it comes to saving time and skipping stuff. One of them was just meandering and trying to find glitches. And never mind the fact that it actually shows sped up footage of the glitch that we're about to explore in this video, it doesn't show how you can pull it off. It didn't actually show any glitches first being discovered, which I was kind of expecting. However, I did find one glitch that I thought I might be able to replicate, and that I thought might be useful. So here's the kind of glitch I'm looking for. I want it to be at least possibly useful for saving time in a speedrun where it only matters that you get to the game's ending as fast as you can, because in that case, sequence breaking is allowed. Sequence breaking is the act of performing actions or obtaining items out of the intended linear order, or of skipping required actions or items entirely. Sequence breaking is often used to complete a game unusually quickly, beat it while only completing a few objectives or obtaining a few items, to obtain useful items early in the game, to make the game more difficult, or push a game as far as possible in some other way. A glitch that can do this might be usable for taking shortcuts or triggering certain story events out of order. This glitch might be just that, because it allows you to maintain your altitude by swimming in midair. So here's how they perform the glitch.
Hello everyone, this is Sammy. I will be doing an Airswim glitch. It's one of the most difficult glitches in this game, but all you do is stand on the left cliff of the waterfall and then rapidly press C while holding the joystick slightly. And then guess what happens? Starfox, he is swimming in the air.
I think it might have to do with pressing Z right on the frame you get off the waterfall, but okay. Now here's where they go.
Yeah, I accidentally did this glitch when I was in 5th grade, I believe. Yeah, you see the empty space there? If you fall down, then you would get stuck in the air. You won't die, so. And the music stops.
So as you might have guessed, I actually was able to pull this off, which also means I can screen record it, which therefore means that you're now seeing way better video of it. And now I can explore more stuff as well. I can also save a state here because I'm using Dolphin to save my position in a swimming state. And if I go somewhere I can't escape from, do something irreversible, or just go out of swim mode onto a ledge somewhere, I can more easily recover the game's state again, instead of having to pull the glitch off again. So now I've found quite a few more things. Not only can you walk onto the ledges, you can actually explore on the ledges quite a bit. In fact, it's almost a loop around the entire edge of the hollow that you can explore around, and the only gap is right above the Life of Village entrance. Also, the walls here do not have any collision, so you could just walk through them. And if you go out of bounds just above the Life of Village entrance, you can actually see the next area being culled in. Culling is a method used in video games to only show areas or rooms if you're close enough to them, or when you get to a certain place that you can see it, and if you can't see it, it doesn't show it, effectively making the visibility of the areas follow you, the player, meaning it has no visual impact when they disappear. And this happens even though we're so high with this area in the background, so I guess it doesn't depend on altitude. And walking around these ledges actually seems to have caused this area to not be called in. Anyways, we can also swim over the area and go above this pathway that leads to Lightfoot Village and Cape Claw. If we can reach Lightfoot Village, we'd probably be able to swim over this gate that normally requires a one-time fee of 60 scarabs to enter. At the beginning, we only can hold 10. In Snowhorn Wastes, we get a scarab bag with a cap of 50 soon after arriving to the hollow. Then we get one that can hold 100 in, I believe, the hollow as well. In Cape Claw, we might be able to open the gateway to Cloudrunner Fortress early, albeit I don't remember exactly how early or how much stuff we'll need. However, I have a hunch that we wouldn't be able to get out of Cape Claw, unless we could do the Airswim glitch there or something. And going too far beyond here leads us too far out of bounds, which in turn freezes Fox. I guess they might be determining whether to cull in the area based on Fox's altitude here specifically, because this is a transition between a major area. Also, the PDA map has this blocky rainbow glitched spot in the middle. So now, let's move on to some more areas. As well as getting onto the ledges and walking, you can actually get over the ledge floor as well, and go through the wall on the side of the ledge. You can now skim here just beyond the edge of the hollow on the outskirts of where you're supposed to be. However, you can't go too far or else you'll freeze Fox. I also had a theory that if I could get a few of the maps, which you can get for a cheap price in Scarabs at the Thorntail store, it gives you an aerial that you can look at on the PDA in the lower left. This might make it easier to tell if I'm over an area I'm supposed to be in, prevent accidentally freezing by going too far. And that seems to help actually. One of my theories is maybe they use a 2D algorithm to calculate his aerial top-down position, and for displaying the arrow in the PDA map. And maybe they define collision objects around the map for the areas that are called in, which if he's not in the area of, they freeze him because they think he might be out of bounds. And maybe they use his map position to set his world position, and separately control his altitude. They would have had to get the magnitude to match up for that, by the way. Anyways, I've now passed the Snowhorn Waste entrance, and I did find some stuff in that area. More on that later. For now, I'm interested in trying Moon Mountain Pass. Culling here is actually based on the position of the camera that you're seeing the world from behind Fox. So fiddling with the first person mode and rotating the camera can help cull in this tunnel area if it doesn't already. Especially since I've found that these areas here are kind of edgy. To get here normally, you'd have to plant a bomb spore and detonate it to destroy a wall with a crack in it to pave the way here. So it seems like this area with the wind tunnel puzzle also culls in just fine. And this puzzle seems to be similar in concept to the Lightfoot Village area, with the paths splitting into these two separate one-way routes. So anyway, what about the area beyond the next tunnel? Well, seemingly since we're too high, we can't enter the Moon Pass area either, as it freezes. And also, the map shows this weird artifact in the middle here once we're frozen. Anyways, now for that stuff about the tunnels to Snowhorn. Normally this path is locked at first, and you have to warp to the Ice Mountain, then tag Prince Tricky along, and go back through here, and unlock it from the inside. which I actually did using this glitch. However, I feel like it might be faster if we find a shortcut, because it skips a lot of dialogue between Warpstone and in the Ice Mountain. We do have to get Tricky. If nothing in the way, Sequence breaks him to us though. Tricky is required numerous times in the game, and that's if we even can, because we get Tricky at the end of a toboggan race or whatever this is via a cutscene, which takes place after we fall off a tall cliff at the end of the race that we can't jump back to or anything. Anyways, staying totally in the area while trying to go along this tunnel would mean we pop through the ground, and that means we'd lose our Airswim, so we have to swerve around it. If we go past the end here normally, the next area would not be called in for some strange reason, and it would freeze Fox. However, since the culling is seemingly camera-based, if we enter first-person mode and turn around so that we're facing the hollow, and maybe go back out and fiddle with the rotation slightly, I was able to get the next area to appear. This goes back to when I couldn't get through Lightfoot or Moon Pass, because I was too high over the areas. In this case, Fox's altitude when we perform the glitch is closer to the pathway, and therefore within the range that it calls the key area in if we're in it. However, there is still a problem. And by the way, I did use another save state for this, because I'm kind of unsure what territory I'm heading into. So here, if we try and go around this corner, Fox freezes, so we can easily say it's not an option. Let's look for other ways to go around without going in. We can get over this part of the tunnel pathway here, because it is narrow enough in ceiling height. We can also get close to this room with the water in it, and there is a ledge here that wouldn't otherwise be visible from the floor altitude of the room. But it's just too high for us to get to, and if we try going around it, it crashes. We can also go inside, but there's also another thing that's keeping us. There's a current here that's keeping us from swimming to the other side. We can change it once we get Tricky, but that's not the point of this. And get this, it only works when you're swimming. And this current seems like it's based on not our altitude at all, but our map position. And even though we're this high, none of the walls and such is out of our way either. So I guess nice job Rare for making it this secure only where it needs to be, between major areas that actually have names instead of just the sub areas that call in individually. If anyone tries this glitch and finds something that might be useful, or even just has suggestions, please let me know below. I might also share the save state on the Dolphin forum, the one in the hollow with the glitch active, in case anyone wants an easier way to try this stuff, and if it works, the different ISO file of the game, which by the way, you should obtain or have obtained by extracting it with a modified Wii, or GameCube maybe, if you have that and it's possible. Anyways, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If so, feel free to like it, share it, and sub to my channel for more content. If you want to get notifications on new uploads, click on the bell icon after subscribing to my channel. I try to post new videos on Saturdays or Sundays. Also, to go to my channel, click on my icon or channel name just below the video. For any questions or requests you have, please let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching.